Well, well, well. What did I say? What did I say? Didn't I tell y'all that Hasbro will re-release these figures? I told you. I told you so.
Yeah! In your face!
Now, it didn't take a mind reader or a fortune teller to know that Hasbro would do this. I mean, because Hasbro does this all the time. McFarlane does it too. McFarlane he does it in a different way. Instead of putting out the same figure that you may have missed out on, what he does is he takes the figure that you missed out on and he puts it out in another color, like a Pantina, or he jokerizes it and then says, here you go, here's that figure you missed out on, but I had a vision that you may want to jokerize. Nobody wanted that, but that's beside the point. The point is that, like I said in my last video, is that, you know, that was more tailored toward those naysayers and people who are just highly against import action figures for some crazy reason. I understand at a price point you may have a cap where you limit yourself. You may even be able to afford import action figures. But for the fact that you will sit here and say that you won't touch an import because I think the price too high and it's not even better than Marvel Legends or McFarlane, that is crazy talk. That's crazy talk. That's like saying the Mondo He-Man is not better than the Mattel He-Man. Those are two different ballparks. One is playing softball and one is playing major league. Let's not even act like this. Let's not act like, oh, it's being snooty if you order the $100, $200 version Mondo. If that's what you like, that's what you like. That's what you want to order, cool. But to say, oh, you team Hasbro, hey, that's you. That's you. Everybody got their favorite team. You team McFarlane, everybody got their favorite team. You team Mattel, that's your team. That's who you ride with. I see a lot of WWE collectors that collect the wrestling figures by Mattel, and that's cool. That's them. That's their whole prerogative. That's for them. You choose in this community, in this toy collecting community. What I can respect is that people can have their own opinions and say that they like a certain line and that they collect it as a fan, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I had to take my father-in-law to the Veteran Affairs office today, and the guy we talked to, he was a collector. I saw he had a bunch of Funko Pops. He like basically he was like anything that's movie related, die cast, he picks up. You know what I'm saying? So he found like the Fast and Furious diecast cars. He picked them up. He liked it. Back to the Future diecast car. He had it, and that's his thing. That's what he collects, and that's him. Whether he spends $25 or $250, that's him. And it's no different than with other collectors. But I'm telling you, there was no need. There's no need unless you just had to have it. And if you got the money like that, cool. You got the money for it. That's fine. You got the money to go and pay $100+ for a Power Princess because you gotta have it right now rather than waiting on it. Cool. But look at this. Look at this. You got the Black Obsidian Silver Surfer. You got Power Princess and you got Warbird. Now, I think this guy was a Walgreens exclusive, but Hasbro is re-releasing this guy. As I said, no major changes. He's not pinless. He's not in a new package. You're not getting any new accessories. You're getting the exact same figure how it was given to Walgreens and packaged how it was given to Walgreens the first time. But you better believe you're going to pay a higher price because Hasbro going to increase that price without giving you nothing new in the pack. You getting the same figure that you got that was offered previously, and you getting it again, but you getting it at a higher price. And you let Hasbro tell it, inflation, tariffs. Now, the tariffs part plays a part. It does play a part. But it was the CEO who went on Yahoo Finance and said out his own mouth, we've been cost cutting for years.
Tell toy designers, hey, you have to redesign how a product is done to bring down costs.
We can look at the design of a product and try to cost optimize it, which we've been doing very actively for the last 3 years. And usually when we do that, it's not an approach of shrinkflation. Like, you know, I used to buy a half gallon of ice cream and now I get
but this Transformer came with, used to come with 2 arms, now it has 1.
So we don't do that. But what we try to do is we try to be clever with how the internals are designed, how the mechanisms are designed so that it's still fun, but maybe we can, you know, trim off a couple things that the user won't notice and get the prices down.
We've always been looking for ways to cut corners in order to save money on production. So they've already been doing stuff with the figures, tooling, and with the production to lower the cost, but at the same time, rake in the profits. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like Hasbro isn't innocent in this. McFarlane does a lot of re-releases too, as I said. You know, they just jokerize everything. Or he puts it out in a different color. He makes it into that patina, or he'll do it in that gray and black, you know, that shaded color. That's what he did with Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle that, you know, people missed out on, that was in Target. The one with the that came with the accessories with the hands and stuff. Oh no, he didn't re-release that figure. What he did was he put it in a like a collector's box, and then it was the same figure, the same accessories in a different box, and it had a higher price. So that's how McFarlane does it. Now Warbird, I didn't have a problem with finding Warbird. When I found Warbird, I even made a short, and when in that short you could see multiple boxes of Warbird behind the one I picked up. So it was like, I literally thought that I was gonna have a hard time finding Warbird, but I didn't. And that was just one Target in my area, one. And when I looked her up on online, Warbird was available in 2 other Targets that was at least, you know, 10 to 15 miles from my house, from where I live. That's just how available she was. Now I know distribution is a crazy thing when it comes across, you know, state to state, because I know there was a lot of people who say they don't see figures, especially when it comes to Walmart. They don't see figures that other people are seeing in their area, like the Gamerverse stuff. I've seen a lot of Gamerverse stuff stuck in Walmart, and my Walmart's not selling at all, and other folks like, we haven't even got them. So distribution is a mug. But Power Princess was one of the figures from the Supreme Squadron Supreme that people wanted, and a lot of people wanted her not because she was Power Princess. A lot of people wanted her because she was the 6-inch Diana Wonder Woman that you could basically make your own. And there's a YouTuber, he actually went through the process and shows you exactly what he did to turn Power Princess into Wonder Woman, and it was on point. It was on point. It's the Wonder Woman we should have had. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you wanted a Wonder Woman in 6-inch, Power Princess is the body buck to do it on. And when she sold out, people were just, well, let's find it. Yeah, $100. $100. I just showed this, and $70 for a pre-owned. That's crazy, man. Could you imagine paying $100 on the 4th? You paid $100, and then a day later, 2 days later, you find out that they're re-releasing this figure for like $29.99 or $27.99. Now, if you got the money and it don't bother you to spend money like that, cool. But for me, that would irk me to no end. Like, patience, Padawan, patience. This isn't rocket science, yo. It didn't take a mind reader to know that Hasbro was gonna do this. Hasbro will re-release figures when Hasbro want to make some money. The first thing they do is they go to that drawing board and they go, how can we spend less money on production? What can we do? What can we do to spend less money on production and meanwhile gain profits? Oh, they go back in that catalog. They go right back in that action figure catalog and they go, what we got right here? What was a hot seller? I guarantee you they got people researching secondary market and seeing what these prices are and going, oh, she's going for top dollar. We put her back out again, she gonna sell out because she sold out the first time. She's still selling for $100+. So yeah, she was a candidate for resale. Now, when it comes to Warbird though, okay. Yeah, if I was that person that paid $70 plus $10 delivery plus tax, so you probably pushing almost $90 for Warbird. Now to find out that she's coming back out again, I'd feel some kind of way too. I'd feel some kind of way, but you can only be mad at yourself because all you had to do was wait. All you had to do was wait. When you're dealing with Marvel, when you're dealing with Marvel Legends, I should say Hasbro, when you're dealing with them, oh, you better believe you're gonna get it again. Especially with the Marvel Legends line, you are going to get it again because they can't help themselves. And it's not bad business. We got Obsidian Silver Surfer. He went upwards, he hitting around close to around that $50 price point. So yeah, 55, probably $60. Seeing that this was a Walgreens exclusive, I know a lot of people probably was like, man, I'm just go ahead and bite the bullet. But if you saw that they re-released the original Silver Surfer, some should have clicked in your mind right then and said, Hasbro gonna re-release this dark version. Hasbro is gonna re-release this one. If they were willing to re-release the older Silver Surfer, and then they made a Secret War Silver Surfer, some should have clicked in your head, was like, no, I'm not gonna push that button. I'm gonna wait and see what they do. And lo and behold, what do you see? They released it again. Now, Wolverine, the Astonishing Wolverine, he was up around about the high 30s. He really didn't reach that super hype that everybody thought that he was gonna get. He's a nice figure. He is a nice figure, but at the same time, he didn't get to that $50 price point. It was just like the high 30s, and that was it. So them releasing Wolverine, it is what it is. Now, when we go to GameStop pushing $41.99 for Cap is crazy work, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. $41.99 GameStop, and then it's like, oh well, if you're a pro member, you get it for $39.89. That's cheaper than what Hasbro Pulse is coming off with, because Hasbro Pulse is pulling out at $39.99. And what the reason why I say this is like kind of a slap in the face to collectors is because let's go back to Legends first. Here we go. Here we go right here. So when this was released in 2022, the retail price was $31.99. And would I have a problem with $31.99? No, not so much. And the reason why is because look at all the accessories that you have in the pack. And this was Hasbro started to actually give collectors more accessories in the pack. They gave you a card. I will say the actual package itself looks good. It looks good. Some people are inbox collectors. Some people aren't inbox collectors. But you get a card in the bag. You get multiple hands. You get the ricochets. You get the shield, and then you get the shield with the lighting on it, and you get the unmasked head. Now, I for one would have wanted the unmasked head of Steve Rogers, but this is Hasbro trying to give you. This is when they start putting more in the pack, because as you can see, for the most part, Hasbro really didn't put accessories in the packs. For the longest time, you were getting just the action figure, maybe a head, and a shield. Let's go again. Now with the Avengers Saga, I actually bought this one out of Burlington. You get 2 more hands, a head, and you get a shield. Starting to do a little more, but as you can see, head, shield, action figure. This head right here, and action figure. You got to build a figure piece. You get 2 hands, shield, and a head. But you really wasn't getting a lot. Look at this, just the action figure and the shield. Even with this retro card, you only got a hand and a shield. So you weren't getting a lot. And let's click this one. How much was this? This was 2017, $19.99, $20. But you weren't getting much in the pack. What else can we? Let's go. Let's scroll down. Let's look for another one. More recent and one. So how much did they charge for this Hydra Cap? This was 2024. This was $24.97. So yeah, they were giving you more in the pack, and so they decided to charge more. But $39.99, man, come on, yo. You upping the price on a figure that you've already produced and you're just reissuing is crazy. Now, I don't know if they went through the trouble of repackaging all of this and producing more, or if they just had a lot in the warehouse and they were like, hey, we're just going to release the overstock or what they already had in the warehouse. Who knows? Hasbro ain't coming out and telling nobody nothing. Unless somebody got insider information proving that Hasbro's doing that, hey, let us know. Let us know. But it's crazy. And even this one right here, that's in the stores. Right now, this one's retailing for $24.99. $24.99, all you getting is a head, a shield, and another pair of hands. I mean, they could do more than that. They can do more than that, bro. You got Valaverse releasing figures at $27.99, and you getting backpacks, guns, multiple hands, and a second head. That's standard. That is standard, and at $29.99, you still getting more. So you pay $5 more, and you getting a whole lot more accessories versus than what Hasbro doing. And now we talking about action figures of $27.99 now, and they still only giving you like 2 pair of hands and some special effects. That's it. That's it. You know, we got people up here talking about, oh, you know, they won't touch the Mezco Hulk because it's overpriced. Well, all this stuff is becoming overpriced. Hasbro is literally slowly creeping up the price and pushing out its customer base because it ain't kids going up here on eBay buying Captain America at $52 pre-owned. It's not children going on eBay buying Power Princess at $100. It is adult collectors with disposable income, and Hasbro knows that. Hasbro is literally treating its fans and customer base like crap. They just like, hey, we got a bunch of mindless collectors who will pay whatever they want, whatever the price is, they willing to pay for it to get what they want, and we might as well jump in the mix too and take advantage of them. It is what it is, bro. But hey, I told you so. I told you so. Hasbro was gonna re-release these figures. I said it in the previous video. Hasbro is gonna do a re-release, and now you got all these people who spent all this money now looking crazy. So though, like the person who paid almost $250 for that Daredevil 3-pack, yeah, it's a good chance you're gonna be looking crazy when they re-release another Daredevil and another Bullseye and another Elektra, and you sitting here like, I could have used that $250 and waited. You could have waited. Patience, Padawan, patience. That's just crazy to me. Hey, but look, hey, don't shoot the messenger. This is Figures of Action Reviews. I hope you guys are liking what you collect, having fun, but it pays to wait. Hey, I'm signing off. Peace.